most men mistake speed for competence. When an unexpected challenge appears, they feel an urgent impulse to answer. They believe that silence signals weakness or hesitation. They believe that an immediate retort projects authority and sharp intelligence. It does not. In sophisticated, high-stakes environments, speed is almost always a form of emotional leakage. It tells the observant player that your internal equilibrium is fragile. It proves that a minor stimulus is enough to demand your energy. Consider a familiar setting. You are sitting in a meeting with senior executives and key peers. A colleague drops a subtle, condescending remark about your recent initiative. It is wrapped in light humor. It is delivered with an easy, disarming smile. Your nervous system registers the threat instantly. The adrenaline hits your bloodstream. Your chest tightens. Your immediate instinct is to protect your competence. You want to correct their factual inaccuracy on the spot. You want to prove to everyone in the room that you are sharp and attentive. So you lean forward and deliver a rapid, detailed counter-argument. You pick apart their phrasing. You present the data to your internal ego. It feels like a decisive victory. You defended your work. You corrected the record. You stood your ground. Yet, if you look at the room, the power dynamic has shifted against you. You appear agitated, rigid, and defensive. Your colleague remains completely relaxed. Raising their hands in mock surrender, they say, with gentle condescension, that they were only making a light observation. In less than 30 seconds, you lost the exchange. You validated a low-effort slight by treating it as a lethal threat. You allowed their casual remark to dictate your emotional state in front of witnesses. This is the first move in a 3-move trap. The provocation was never about the facts of your project. It was a stress test of your cognitive latency. When a competitor or insecure peer provokes you in public, they are rarely debating content. They are running a diagnostic on your nervous system. They want to know what it takes to trigger an automatic behavioral dividend from you. Can an arched eyebrow force you to justify your decisions? Can a dismissive tone make you over-explain your credentials? Can a backhanded compliment make you lose your posture? If the answer is yes, you have just handed them the operating manual to your ego. Machiavellian realism does not begin with grand political schemes. It begins with the quiet discipline of stimulus-response latency. The moment you react immediately, you give away 2 critical pieces of operational intelligence. First, you reveal exactly where your pride lives. You highlight the exact insecurity that hurts when touched. Second, you prove that you operate on their rhythm rather than your own. You show that your actions are reactive, not sovereign. Power is never the ability to fire back instantly. Power is the absolute capacity to absorb a stimulus, analyze its trajectory, and choose whether to respond at all. When you counterattack on impulse, you accept the premises of your opponent. You agree to fight on the terrain they prepared for you. You turn their low-risk provocation into an expensive personal investment. The man who moves instantly, without looking 3 steps ahead, is already operating inside someone else's script. He feels like a warrior, but he is merely a marionette dancing on invisible strings. Now, observe the architecture of strategic restraint. What happens when you deliberately refuse to return the volley? Picture the exact same room, the same colleague, and the same disguised slight. The passive-aggressive remark lands on the table. Instead of leaning forward, you remain completely still. You do not tense your jaw. You do not rush to fill the air with nervous laughter. You do not roll your eyes or perform theatrical indifference. You simply look directly at the speaker for 3 full seconds of unbroken silence. Those 3 seconds will feel unbearable to everyone in that room. Why? Because human social dynamics abhor an unresolved vacuum. When a provocateur delivers an insult, they rely on your immediate reaction to absorb their aggression. They expect your resistance to steady their balance. When they hit open space, they stumble forward. In that quiet gap, the psychological weight reverses direction. The room stops looking at you to see if you were hurt. The room starts looking at the speaker to evaluate what they just did. Without your defensive noise to obscure it, the pettiness of the comment becomes glaringly obvious. The hostility is exposed as an unprovoked breach of decorum. By doing nothing, you forced the attacker to stand completely alone with their malice. When you finally choose to speak, your voice is quiet, slow, and emotionally flat. You do not address the petty slight. You address the operational agenda. You move to the next item on the schedule as if their comment did not possess enough substance to register. You did not engage in a messy argument. You established a cold psychological reality. Their hostility cannot extract a reaction from you. This discipline extends far beyond workplace politics. It governs negotiations, friendships, and intimate relationships. Watch how an undisciplined man behaves when someone suddenly withdraws attention. A romantic partner or business associate becomes cold and distant. Messages are left unanswered. The tone shifts without an obvious explanation. The untrained mind experiences an immediate surge of cognitive panic. It feels like an existential crisis that must be fixed before the sun goes down. So he sends a follow-up message, then another. He asks if he did something wrong. He begins offering unsolicited explanations, concessions, and excessive availability. Notice the catastrophe of that sequence. First move, they pulled back. Second move, he panicked and pursued. Third move, distance became a permanent instrument of control over him. His immediate reaction revealed his deepest terror, the fear of abandonment or loss. The counterparty did not even need to demand concessions. He surrendered them freely just to quiet his own internal anxiety. He sacrificed long-term leverage to buy 20 minutes of emotional comfort. The exact same pattern destroys men in commercial negotiations. A client pauses and looks skeptical after hearing a price. The undisciplined salesman cannot endure the silence. He immediately starts justifying the cost. He offers unprompted discounts before the buyer has even voiced an objection. He talks himself out of profit because stillness feels dangerous to an insecure mind. Thinking 3 moves ahead means recognizing that your reaction is an asset. Every emotional defense is an expenditure of power. Every immediate justification is an unforced confession of vulnerability. Before you speak, before you type, before you retaliate, pause. Ask yourself the question that separates the master from the amateur. If I execute this impulse right now, what will it teach them about how to control me? If the answer is that it reveals your fear, withhold the move. Let their manufactured urgency dissolve into silence. Let their low-level slights hang unrewarded in the air. Let them wonder whether you failed to notice, or if you simply considered them inconsequential. Strategic ambiguity is the foundation of status. When people cannot predict what will trigger you, they become cautious in your presence. They stop testing your perimeter because the cost of miscalculating is unknown. Restraint is not weak compliance, it is predatory composure. You do not hold your fire out of politeness. You hold your fire because you intend to control the final outcome. Once you master the pause, you will notice a second mechanism of control. People will attempt to bypass your latency by manufacturing urgency. They understand that stillness allows you to process information. They know that silence builds your structural leverage, so they introduce artificial speed. Think of the aggressive business partner. He presents a complex opportunity on a Friday afternoon, he tells you. The window closes on Monday morning. Think of the erratic romantic partner. She starts an intense emotional argument late at night. She demands a final defining answer before you are allowed to sleep. Think of the panicked friend. He calls you with a sudden crisis requiring an immediate financial favor. He implies that if you hesitate, you are proving your disloyalty. Oh, why do these situations feel so universally suffocating? Because urgency is a biological siege tactic. It weaponizes your evolutionary fear of scarcity. When a deadline is abruptly forced upon you, logic shuts down the amygdala, hijacks your nervous system. You stop analyzing the architecture of the offer. You stop auditing the character of the person making the demand. Instead, your mind fixates entirely on the terror of missing out. You worry that hesitation will be interpreted as cowardice. You fear that asking questions will label you as difficult. This is the discomfort most men never learn to conquer. They surrender to the rhythm of the crisis. They make a permanent commitment to solve a temporary pressure, and they justify it by calling themselves decisive. But look underneath the surface. Look at the shadow incentive driving the counterparty. Why is this person forcing you to move blindly? Because time is a predator to manipulation. Time allows emotion to cool and evaporate. Time allows you to notice subtle contradictions in their story. Time allows you to consult independent advisors. Time allows you to compare what they promised yesterday with what they demand today. When someone insists on an immediate answer, they are hiding something. A genuinely asymmetric opportunity does not require hysteria to survive. A solid business proposition remains solid after 48 hours of due diligence. A healthy relationship does not require you to prove your love at gunpoint. Urgency is almost always a camouflage for structural weakness. The person applying the pressure knows that if you look too closely, you will decline, so they blind you with speed. Let us examine the three-move sequence of manufactured urgency. First move, they drop a heavy demand on your desk. They attach a catastrophic consequence to any delay. Second move, your anxiety spikes, and you rush to resolve the tension. You agree to the deal, or you surrender the boundary. The trap closes completely. You are now bound by an agreement you never analyzed. You have inherited a liability disguised as an opportunity, and worse, you have taught them how to hack your decision-making process. They now know that to gain compliance, they just need to set a timer. To reclaim your sovereignty, you must master pacing dominance. Pacing dominance is the refusal to adopt another person's biological rhythm. It is the understanding that someone else's crisis is not your command. When a man throws artificial urgency at you, it is raw data. It is a signal that their position is fragile. Imagine the fast-closing business proposal again. The colleague says you must decide by tomorrow, or the deal goes to a rival. The amateur panics and signs the paper. The Machiavellian observer leans back in his chair. He does not match the frantic energy. He speaks slowly, deliberately lowering his pitch. He says, if the deadline is tomorrow, then my answer today is no. Watch what happens when you deploy that exact sentence. Watch the manipulative architecture collapse in real time. If the deadline was a bluff, they will immediately backtrack. They will suddenly find a way to grant you an extension. They will offer to keep the window open. The moment they negotiate the unchangeable deadline, their illusion shatters. You just exposed their artificial friction. You proved that their power was entirely theatrical. If the deadline was actually real and the deal vanishes, let it go. Opportunities that demand blind submission are usually traps designed to consume you. This principle applies ruthlessly to emotional ultimatums. An intimate partner threatens to leave unless you agree to a major concession. They stand in the doorway, bags packed, demanding immediate surrender. The biological panic screams at you to apologize. It begs you to say whatever is required to keep them in the room, but think 3 moves ahead. If you yield to a threat of abandonment, what did you just purchase? You did not purchase loyalty. You purchased a hostage situation. You established a precedent where terror is the currency of your relationship. The sovereign move is devastatingly simple. You refuse to make a structural decision under emotional duress. You sit quietly. You look at them without anger or desperation. You say, I do not make choices under ultimatums. If you need to leave, I understand. That is the landing that separates the masters from the prey. When you remove the reward for their aggressive speed, The game breaks. They are forced to decide if they actually want to end the partnership. Usually, they do not. They only wanted to bypass your boundaries using shock and awe. When the shock fails, they are left holding an empty threat. Decelerating. The interaction is an act of psychological violence against a manipulator. It forces them to sit in the tension they tried to project onto you. You are not just surviving their game. You are dissecting it while they watch helplessly. Never forget this fundamental law of leverage. Your speed is an asset that belongs solely to you. When a person demands that you move faster than your analysis allows, they are an enemy. They are attempting to steal your cognitive latency. They are trying to bypass your internal auditing system. Another person's urgency is never your obligation. It is merely a confession of their own vulnerability. When you slow the world down, you strip away their camouflage. You force them to present their actual value, naked and unhurried. And you will find that very few demands survive the cold, unforgiving light of a deliberate pause. Master your pace, and you master the board. There is a dangerous myth that destroys intelligent men, the myth of the noble Stoic. You believe that endless resilience is a virtue. You believe that absorbing inconvenience proves your masculine utility. You take pride in being the reliable executor, the man who never complains, the man who accommodates shifting demands without a single whisper of resistance. You think endurance is a strategy. But endurance without leverage is just voluntary suffering. You think this endless flexibility makes you invaluable. It does not. It makes you a fundamentally unpriced asset. Let us observe a common, grounded workplace scenario. Your manager repeatedly dumps weekend assignments on your desk at 5 o'clock on Friday. You cancel your personal plans. You swallow your frustration. You deliver flawless work by Monday morning. You tell yourself you are building a reputation for absolute excellence. You expect to be rewarded for your silent sacrifice. You expect them to eventually notice your extreme loyalty and elevate you. They will not. Why would they? You have removed all transactional friction from their operational life. You have taught them that crossing your boundaries costs them absolutely nothing. They do not see your silent sacrifice as high character. They see it as profound operational convenience. Human nature always optimizes for the path of least resistance. When a manager needs a heavy burden carried, he does not look for fairness. He looks for the desk that pushes back the least. He looks for the man who has conditioned himself to accept the weight. Your predictable compliance did not earn you profound respect. It earned you a permanent position at the bottom of the leverage hierarchy. You became the shock absorber for everyone else's incompetence. This invisible decay happens in personal friendships as well. A long-term friend texts you an hour before you are scheduled to meet. He cancels, casually. He cites a vague conflict or sudden fatigue. You feel the disrespect burn in your chest, but you want to maintain the peace. You tell yourself that getting angry over a cancelled dinner is petty, so you type back quickly. No problem. We can reschedule next week. You think you are taking the high road. You are not. Look closely at the discomfort you are ignoring. You are confusing moral endurance with strategic surrender. You are swallowing disrespect to keep an alliance that is already degrading. Look at the shadow incentive of your friend. He did not consciously plan to humiliate you. He simply calculated the social friction in his life. He had conflicting desires that evening. He knew that cancelling on another, more volatile friend would cause a massive headache. He knew that cancelling on you would result in a polite, accommodating text. You were simply the safest casualty. Your immediate forgiveness has been weaponized against you. First move, they test your perimeter with a minor, casual disrespect. Second move, you absorb the blow and offer immediate reassurance. Third move, your endless understanding becomes their primary operating strategy. They know exactly how to manage your expectations. They know you will never impose a real, tangible penalty. They know your attention is permanently available on their terms. You have trained them to treat your time as a worthless commodity. Eventually, the internal resentment builds until you can no longer contain it. You decide it is time to establish a firm boundary. But men who misunderstand power always execute this incorrectly. They mistake dramatic speeches for boundaries. You invite the friend or colleague to sit down. You deliver a stern, highly emotional monologue. You explain exactly how their behavior made you feel. You list their historical offenses in chronological order. You demand that they respect your time and energy moving forward. You walk away, feeling incredibly dominant. You believe you just restored your lost dignity. You did not. You just gave them even more psychological power over you. Think 3 moves ahead. What does a theatrical speech actually reveal to an observer? It reveals that their actions deeply destabilized your emotional core. It proves that they occupy massive psychological real estate in your mind. A verbal boundary without a structural consequence is just a request disguised as a threat. When you explain yourself intensely, you are still seeking their validation. You are begging them to agree with your assessment of your own worth. You are asking them to voluntarily change their behavior because you are hurting. Machiavellian strategy recognizes a very cold, uncomfortable truth. People do not change their behavior because you gave a compelling speech. They will listen to your monologue. They will nod politely. They will apologize profusely. And then a month later, they will repeat the exact same disrespect. Why? Because the underlying structure of the relationship never changed. The environment still rewards their bad behavior. The sovereign man does not negotiate his value through monologues. He alters the mathematical equation. He creates consequential friction. A boundary is not something you say to another person. A boundary is something you quietly and irreversibly do. Imagine the same friend cancels at the last minute again. Do not send the angry paragraph. Do not perform your righteous outrage. Simply acknowledge it with one completely neutral word. When they reach out a week later to reschedule, you are busy. You do not explain why you are busy. You do not invent a fake, elaborate excuse. You are simply unavailable to them. The absolute access they once took for granted has been permanently revoked. Your presence is no longer an unpriced asset on their balance sheet. Notice the severe psychological shift this creates. You did not demand their respect. You simply removed the privilege of your time. They now face a completely dark map. They do not know if you are angry, indifferent, or genuinely occupied. They only know that their careless action triggered an immediate loss of access. This is how you train the people around you. Not with unhinged anger, not with dramatic, tearful ultimatums, but with the cold, reliable physics of cause and effect. If they want your reliability, they must pay the price of consistency. If they treat your time lightly, the friction of reaching you increases heavily. You must stop being perfectly predictable in your compliance. You must stop rushing to repair tension that you did not create. You must let people feel the quiet terror of losing your favor. A man whose compliance is guaranteed is a man who can be safely ignored. Preserve your strategic mystery. Guard your availability as if it were lethal. Make them calculate the heavy cost before they ever consider crossing your lines again. When your absence speaks louder than your outrage, you have truly mastered the game. There is a deeply unsettling reality about human ambition. We expect resistance from our enemies. We prepare for betrayal from our rivals, but we are entirely blind to the friction that comes from our own inner circle. Imagine you have experienced a non-linear leap in your life, a sudden elevation in wealth, physical presence, or public status. You meet a close friend for a casual drink to celebrate. A man you have known since you both had nothing. You expect genuine enthusiasm. Instead, you receive a subtle backhanded compliment, a sarcastic comment about how you have suddenly changed, a joke that deliberately minimizes the sacrifice it took to reach your new position. While the discomfort hits you immediately, you feel a cold knot in your stomach. but you laugh it off. You tell yourself it is just his sense of humor. You convince yourself that shared history grants him immunity from malicious intent. Look into the Jungian shadow of that interaction. This is not harmless banter. This is Gerardian mimetic rivalry manifesting in real time. When you elevate your status, you violently disrupt the established social equilibrium. You force the men around you to confront their own stagnation. Your success becomes a mirror, reflecting their unleaved potential. And the human ego cannot tolerate that reflection for very long. The shadow incentive is clear. They must cut you down to size to soothe their own psychological inadequacy. Proximity does not erase envy, it merely forces envy to operate in disguise. Observe how this decay accelerates. You are at a dinner party with a wider circle of acquaintances. The conversation turns to your recent accomplishments. Suddenly, that same long-term friend decides to share a story. It is a story from 5 years ago. A story highlighting a moment of your profound failure, weakness, or embarrassment. He wraps it in laughter. He plays the role of the affectionate, nostalgic friend. But the timing is incredibly precise. The discomfort paralyzes you. You feel the public humiliation, but you cannot retaliate without looking overly sensitive. He just weaponized your shared history against you. Why did he do it? He is attempting to equalize the new status gap. By reminding the room of who you used to be, he drags you back to his baseline. He is trying to prove that your current elevation is an illusion. Most men misread this entire sequence. They refuse to categorize a friend as a threat. They cling to the concept of loyalty as if it were a permanent blood oath. They believe that because someone was good to them 10 years ago, they are safe today. That is a catastrophic miscalculation. Shared history is merely a record of what was. It does not protect you against what the current incentives demand. The man you trusted when you were both broke is not the same man watching you succeed. The pressure of your elevation has created a completely new entity. This applies directly to business partnerships and professional alliances. You build an enterprise with a trusted colleague. For years, there is perfect harmony because neither of you has any real power. Then, the dynamic shifts. You start receiving the lion's share of industry recognition. Important clients begin bypassing him to speak directly to you. Notice what happens to his behavior. He starts withholding vital information. He becomes passive-aggressive in emails. He praises you privately, but remains entirely silent when your name is mentioned in front of power. You feel a deep, agonizing guilt. You feel as though your success is hurting someone you care about. You try to shrink yourself to make him comfortable. You hand him unearned credit to pacify his ego. Stop. You are trying to cure his shadow projection with appeasement. It will never work. When a partner feels diminished by your competence, your generosity only breeds deeper resentment. He knows you are carrying him, and he hates you for it. The harsh landing is undeniable. A man who cannot tolerate your elevation is an active liability to your future. If his ego requires you to remain small, he is no longer an ally. He is a warden. He is guarding the perimeter of your old life to ensure you never leave it completely. So how does the Machiavellian strategist handle the shadow of proximity? He audits his alliances ruthlessly. When you realize a relationship is decaying under the weight of your success, you face a brutal choice. Society will tell you to be loyal. Your own guilt will tell you not to abandon your roots. The discomfort of leaving people behind is the heaviest tax on greatness. But look at the mechanics of blind loyalty. Weaponized loyalty is the tool stagnant hierarchies use to trap upward mobility. They call you arrogant for outgrowing the room. They call you cold for refusing to tolerate covert disrespect. Let them. Trust is not a moral absolute granted once for life. Trust is an active, ongoing alignment of structural incentives. When the incentives break, the trust must be suspended. You do not need to stage a dramatic confrontation. You do not need to declare them an enemy. You simply downgrade their access. You restrict the flow of sensitive information. You stop bringing your victories to them for validation. You quietly place them in a category of historical significance rather than strategic relevance. The prepared man does not resent human frailty. He expects envy. He understands that people are naturally self-interested. He just refuses to make himself defenseless against it. He observes the subtle shifts in tone. He watches how his circle behaves when money and status enter the room, and he adjusts his perimeter accordingly. Never let sentimental attachment blind you to structural reality. Love your friends, but watch their hands. There is a final, highly sophisticated trap that intelligent men build for themselves. It is the prison of the curated persona. You spend years meticulously constructing a specific reputation. You want to be known as the generous one, the fearless one, the stoic professional who never loses his composure. A strong reputation is undeniably useful. It creates leverage before you even enter the room. But when your ego becomes attached to that reputation, it transforms into a leash. Imagine you are in a high-stakes negotiation. You are holding a firm boundary on a critical deal. The counterparty realizes they cannot beat you on the numbers. So they pivot. They attack your archetype. They lean back, sigh, and call you rigid. They suggest in front of your peers that you lack the vision to take a bold risk. They imply that you are operating out of fear rather than strategy. Notice the immediate, burning discomfort in your chest. You pride yourself on being a visionary. You pride yourself on your boldness. The accusation stings precisely because it targets the core identity you worship. Your immediate instinct is to destroy their narrative. You want to prove them wrong on the spot, so you soften your stance. You make an unforced concession. You agree to a suboptimal term just to demonstrate that you are, in fact, flexible and fearless. You walk away thinking you defended your honor. You did not. You surrendered your sovereignty to an audience. Look at the shadow incentive of your opponent. They did not actually believe you were cowardly. They simply threw a dart at your psychological armor to see where it would stick. They realize that you are emotionally dependent on being perceived as bold. The moment you broke your strategy to protect your self-image, they owned you. This is how bad faith actors manipulate honorable men. They do not need to overpower you. They only need to find the label you are desperate to protect. If they know you refuse to look weak, they can bait you into any pointless conflict. All they have to do is question your courage, and you will bleed yourself dry to prove it. If they know you are terrified of looking selfish, they can extract endless favors. They simply imply you are being uncooperative, and you will hand over your resources. You think you are defending your character. But character is what you do when the room is empty. When you alter your trajectory to satisfy a crowd, you are managing vanity. Credibility is an operational asset. Vanity is a catastrophic liability. Now, observe the inverse of this trap, the weaponized compliment. We are conditioned to recognize insults as threats, but we are completely blind to the danger of strategic flattery. A senior executive pulls you aside. He tells you that you are the only person he can truly rely on. He calls you the hardest worker in the division. He says the company would collapse without your endless dedication. Then he hands you an impossible project that requires you to sacrifice your weekend. The psychological trap snaps shut. The discomfort is entirely different this time. Saying no does not feel like defending a boundary. Saying no feels like destroying the beautiful mirror he just held up to you. If you decline the extra work, you lose the golden halo. You prove that you are not, in fact, the ultimate reliable savior. Look at the shadow incentive. Flattery in a hierarchical environment is rarely genuine admiration. It is a preemptive behavioral contract. It is an invisible cage built to ensure your future compliance. They are praising the exact identity they intend to exploit. You are so generous. Translation: never stop giving to me. You are so calm. Translation: Absorb my toxic behavior without complaint. You are so loyal, translation, never leave, no matter how poorly I treat you. When you require absolute validation from your environment, you become a puppet. The sovereign man hears the weaponized compliment and feels nothing. He observes the flattery, dissects the motive, and declines the request anyway. He is completely comfortable disappointing someone's artificially inflated image of him. He can be called reliable and still refuse the burden. He can be called generous and still close his wallet. He can be called fearless and still walk away from a stupid fight. This requires a painful psychological decoupling. You must separate your operational objectives from the crowd's perception of your personality. True Machiavellian fluidity means accepting that you will be temporarily misunderstood. Someone will walk away from an interaction thinking you are cold. Someone will leave a negotiation thinking you are unreasonable. Someone will spread a rumor that you have lost your edge. Let them. The man who cannot tolerate being misunderstood is easily commanded by anyone with a voice. Your ego will scream at you to correct the record. It will beg you to explain your motives, so they will finally see you as the hero. Silence that voice. Let the empty slight stand. Let them construct whatever false narrative makes them comfortable. While they are busy managing perceptions, you are securing the objective. While they are fighting to look dominant, you are quietly absorbing the territory. The ultimate flex of power is not proving your superiority to a critic. It is rendering their opinion completely irrelevant to your execution. Your identity is not a performance for the gallery. It is the cold internal framework that allows you to survive the game. Decouple your ego from your reputation, and you remove the final string they can pull. There is a final delusion that haunts highly intelligent men. It is the belief that perfect discipline grants immunity from chaos. You study the board, you calculate the leverage, you eliminate your emotional leakage. You build an airtight strategy. You assume that because you are prepared, you are protected. You are not. Preparation does not eliminate catastrophic randomness. Imagine the total collapse of a primary strategy. You are sitting in a boardroom. You are presenting the initiative that guarantees your elevation. You spent 6 months laying the groundwork. You secured every necessary vote. You confirmed every political alliance in private. Then, the moment arrives. Your most trusted sponsor looks at his phone. He clears his throat and he abruptly pivots. He publicly sides with a rival initiative. He sacrifices your project to secure a separate, unseen political advantage. The betrayal is executed perfectly. The floor falls out from under you. You are completely, undeniably exposed. Notice the immediate, suffocating discomfort in your chest. It is a crushing realization your intellect did not save you. Your discipline did not shield you from sudden, brutal human self-interest. Look closely at the shadow incentive in this exact moment. When a carefully constructed plan shatters, the ego faces an existential threat. The average man collapses precisely because he wagered his entire identity on the outcome. He believed that a failed execution meant he was a failure as a man. Watch how quickly he unravels under the pressure. He reacts instantly. He stares at his sponsor with wide, betrayed eyes. He scrambles through his notes, desperately trying to salvage the presentation. He argues forcefully from a position of sudden weakness. He lets everyone in the room smell his cognitive panic. He leaves that room a defeated, diminished asset. The first disaster was simply a matter of probability. The betrayal was out of his control. But the second, third, and fourth disasters are entirely self-inflicted. He multiplies his own destruction. Because he cannot tolerate the vacuum of failure, he exhausts his remaining leverage just to feel like he is fighting back. His anxiety demands motion. His ego demands a defense. He destroys his own future because his present pain requires an immediate sacrifice. This brings us to the master root insight of all Machiavellian strategy. True strategic dominance is never omniscient control over external events. That is a childish, fragile fantasy. True dominance is the deliberate preservation of the residual move. It is the sovereign reserve. Foresight is not the magical ability to predict a sudden betrayal. You cannot anticipate every black swan event. Foresight is building an internal architecture that absorbs shock without breaking. It is the conscious construction of psychological, financial, and emotional margins. It is the refusal to exhaust your optionality in a single desperate reaction. When the catastrophe strikes, the sovereign man does not scramble. He recognizes that the trap has already sprung. He stops moving. He absorbs the kinetic energy of the blow. He does not perform a messy, desperate defense for the audience. He nods slowly. He packs his materials with deliberate, unhurried precision. He maintains absolute, chilling eye contact with the man who just betrayed him. He offers zero emotional data for the room to consume. He walks out with his dignity intact. He preserves his capital for a silent, lethal reprisal at a later date. He understands a terrifying law of power. Dominance belongs to the individual whose internal composure creates a persistent information deficit for the opponent. If you do not show them your pain, they do not know if their attack succeeded. If the board flips, let it flip. You do not need to win every single exchange. You only need to ensure that no single exchange possesses the power to destroy you. If one defection bankrupts your enterprise, you had no structural integrity. If one public insult destroys your confidence, your identity was a fragile illusion. If one rejection sends you into a spiral, you were entirely dependent on external validation. Anti-fragility is not about becoming a rigid stone wall. It is about remaining lethal when the architecture collapses around you. You must detach your sense of self from your strategic outcomes. You are not your victories. You are not your defeats. You are the cold, calculating mechanism that observes both with equal detachment. The man who retains his composure when all is lost is terrifying to his rivals. They hit him with everything they have. And he simply steps back, recalibrates, and prepares his next angle. He always has one more move. It is time to brutally audit your own operating system. Do not answer these questions quickly. Sit with the heavy weight of the inquiry. Let it expose the cracks in your armor. Oh, can you sit in complete silence while someone actively misrepresents your character? Do you possess the discipline to let an empty threat hang in the air without responding? When an ally suddenly withdraws their attention, do you immediately rush to fill the void? Are your boundaries backed by cold, irreversible consequences, or just emotional speeches? Do you continue to grant people access to your energy simply because they share your history? Does your fragile ego require you to look dominant in a room full of fools? And finally, could your core identity survive the total collapse of your most carefully laid plan? These questions are not meant to comfort you. They are designed to sever the invisible strings that control you. If you answered no to any of them, you are still operating on a predictable loop. You are still a reaction waiting to be triggered. You are still handing leverage to anyone willing to test your perimeter. Break the loop. Decelerate your mind. Strip away the vanity of your curated persona. Protect your operational margin at all costs. Never allow the world to dictate your pacing. If you are ready to stop playing inside someone else's game, if you commit to retaining absolute sovereignty over your own reactions, leave this exact phrase in the comments below. I preserve the final move. I control your latency, audit your alliances, and never surrender your optionality to the crowd. Until next time, welcome to the Velvet Dagger.